My apartment feels smaller every day. I'm sitting on the edge of my bed at noon on a Tuesday. I haven't been to work in 2 weeks. They didn't fire me. I just stopped showing up. The email is still there. I haven't deleted it. Due to ongoing restructuring, your position is being eliminated. Final paycheck will be issued. I had worked there for 7 years. I refresh my email. Nothing. I scroll through job postings. Everything requires experience I don't have or certifications I can't afford. Maybe this is just how it ends. You work for 7 years and then you're invisible again. I leave the apartment because the walls are getting too loud. The city looks different when you're not rushing anywhere. I'm walking past shops and cafes. People are moving with purpose, having coffee dates, working on laptops and corner tables. I used to be like that. I used to have somewhere to be. There's a small bookstore on 5th Street. Dusty windows, the paint is peeling. A handwritten sign says, "Help wanted. Talk to owner." Why would I even bother? I'm about to walk past when the door opens. An older woman, maybe 60, with kind eyes and a tired face. She's holding a stack of books that's starting to slide. "Oh!" One falls. I caught it. "Thanks," she says. She's looking at me. Actually looking, like I'm a person and not just a shadow. "You need help?" I ask. Desperately, but I can't pay much. She just admitted she can't pay. She's honest about it. "I'm hiring anyway. I need someone who actually gives a shit." "You give a shit about anything?" "Do I? I don't know anymore." She nods, like she understands something I haven't said out loud yet. "Well, if you figure it out, come back tomorrow, 8 a.m. I didn't sleep that night. She hired me, just like that. No interview, no resume. She just hired me. But what if I mess this up? What if I show up tomorrow and I'm still broken? I set 3 alarms. The bookstore is smaller inside than it looked from the street. Shelves everywhere, books stacked on the floor, a counter that's seen better days. The register looks like it's from 1995. The woman is already there, arranging books with her back to the door. "You came?" "Yeah, I'm still figuring that out. I'm David." Ruth turns to me and smiles. "Well, David, let's figure out if you can organize a bookstore." She hands me a stack of books and points to the back shelf. Fiction, alphabetical by last name. Some of these haven't moved in 2 years, but I can't throw them away. Someone might need them. She's talking about books like they're people. I started organizing. My hands actually have something to do, something concrete. But after an hour, I realize I'm going to fail at this too. "Ruth, these books, they're just going to sit here. Nobody comes in." "I know. So why do you care about organizing them if nobody comes in?" "Because if nobody comes in, I need to at least believe they're cared for. When someone does walk through that door, they'll know, they'll feel it." She's teaching me something, but I'm not sure what yet. For 2 weeks, I organized books. Nothing changes. 2 customers came in, they browse, they leave. Neither buys anything. I'm standing in the back room trying to hide the disappointment. Ruth finds me. "You're waiting for the big payoff moment." "What?" "You're doing good work, but you're expecting it to be rewarded instantly. That's not how it works." "So I'm just supposed to care about organizing books nobody's going to read?" "No, you're supposed to understand that caring about something isn't about the outcome. It's about the act itself." I want to believe her. I really do. What if I'm not good at believing? Then we practice together. Starting tomorrow, I'm teaching you about the business side. Ruth shows me the books, the actual books, the business books. We're sitting at the register with spreadsheets and invoices and years of data. "We've been bleeding money for 3 years, she says. "This store is going to close." "Why are you telling me this? I just started." "Because I need you to know what you're walking into, and I need you to help me figure out how to save it. Not because it's a job, but because you'll actually care." She's risking her livelihood and asking me to risk it with her. Okay, I'll help. I start asking customers questions. Why do you come in? What are you looking for? What would make you come back? Most people don't answer, but some do. An elderly man says, I come for peace. Everything else is loud. A teenager says, I come to escape. This is the only place that feels safe. A woman says, I come to remember who I was before life happened to me. These people aren't here for books. They're here for sanctuary. I tell Ruth what they said. So we're not selling books. We're selling refuge. Ruth cries. Just for a moment. Then she gets up and hugs me. You figured it out faster than I did. We start small. I make a handwritten sign. Tell us what you're looking for. We'll find it together. Ruth sets up a coffee corner. Free coffee. Good coffee. I rearrange the store. Less of a warehouse, more of a living room. Comfortable chairs, soft lighting, a fireplace that's probably broken for years. Can we fix this? I ask. No, but we can make it look like someone tried. Someone cared enough to try. The first Thursday, 3 people come in who've never been before. They stay for an hour. 2 of them buy books. $50. From $0 to $50. I feel like I won the lottery. Ruth sees me grinning at the register. Welcome to small business ownership, where $50 feels like a miracle. It kinda does. I started spending my own money on things for the store. I buy paint, a deep forest green that makes the shelves look alive. I buy plants, cheap ones from a plant shop going out of business. I organize the entire fiction section into themes instead of alphabetical. Books that saved my life, stories about underdogs, love that changes everything. Ruth doesn't tell me to stop. She helps me. One morning, I wake up and realize I'm not checking job postings anymore. I'm thinking about the bookstore when I'm not there. I'm researching how bookstores attract customers. I'm reading articles at home. I'm sketching out ideas for events. When did this become my thing? My savings are running out. I've put $800 of my own money into the store. Ruth notices me counting change at the register. How much do you have left? Enough for 2 months of rent. After that, I don't know. Then we need to make something happen. She doesn't say it like it's my responsibility. She says it like we're in this together. We have a book reading event. Ruth calls local authors and asks if anyone wants to read their work for free. Most say no. One says yes. She's a young woman who wrote a book about anxiety and self-discovery. I make flyers, hand them out in coffee shops, post them online. 17 people show up. 17. We make $300 in book sales. But more than that, people come back. I bought new jeans, a new shirt. For the first time in months, I look in the mirror and I don't see a failure. I see someone working, someone trying, someone who matters to someone else. Ruth pulls me aside one afternoon. I need to tell you something. My heart drops. She's going to sell. I know it. But I've been saving for 5 years to close this place down. I had accepted it was over. But then you showed up. You caught a book I dropped, and you cared enough to ask if I needed help. Ruth, I've talked to a lawyer. I want to make you a business partner. Not immediately, but in a year if you want it. A year. A year of possibility. That night, I'm in my apartment and I'm crying. Not sad crying, but the kind of crying where everything you've been holding hits you at once. For 7 years, I felt invisible. And then one moment where someone asked me if I gave a shit, changed everything. I think about Ruth in that bookstore, alone for 3 years, trying to keep something alive that everyone else had given up on. We found each other because we were both broken. 6 months later, the bookstore is different. We have regular customers, a community, people who come for the books but stay for each other. We host writing groups, author meetups, a book club that's grown to 30 people. We haven't turned a profit yet, but we're close. More importantly, we're not bleeding money anymore. We're surviving, together. A journalist comes in one day. I heard about this place. I wanted to see what the buzz was about. She talks to Ruth, talks to customers, asks me about my role.
I was just someone who needed a second chance. Ruth gave me one. And she needed that from you, even if she didn't know it. The article comes out 2 weeks later. The bookstore that saved 2 lives. We're suddenly busy, people coming from across the city, lines out the door some days. But we don't change the core thing. We don't cut corners. We don't treat it like just a business now. We treat it like we always have, like every customer is someone who might need sanctuary. Ruth offers me a salary, a real salary. Not much, but enough that I don't have to worry. You earned this, she says. We earned this, I say. Yes, but mostly you. I hired you because I recognized something in your eyes, the same thing I felt. And you took that and you built something. 1 year later, I'm sitting across from a lawyer signing papers. I'm